Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to A Positive Lens, episode 12. I'm sitting here with a good friend of mine, Zaneen from Z Auto Care. How are you doing?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Thank you for coming on the podcast,
My
man.
pleasure.
It's good to see you. And today I wanted to have Z on because he's got a crazy fucking detailing shop. I'll throw some clips in. I'll take some clips after this, but it's spick and span. And I saw him go from detailing in your garage to where you're at now, and this is just the start, you know? Like, you're young. How old are you now?
25 now.
25. You still got fucking time to go, so...
Man, tell the white hairs that. Jesus.
Where are they? I don't see them.
Right here, bro.
I don't see them. But I wanted to ask you, I've got about 10 questions here. Okay. I'm going to fucking hammer you. I'm going to hammer you with them. And this podcast, you could say whatever you want. It's completely open. Like, it's not... We're not working on anything interesting like most people's podcasts where they're tight on the lines. You got to watch what you say. No, this is... You could say whatever the fuck you want on this.
Okay.
So, let's dive into your journey. Can you share with my audience what you do, how long you've been at it, and what ignited your passion to start?
All right. So Z Auto Care formally started April in 2020. Okay. A month after COVID hit.
Yep.
Right. As many people know now, I didn't mean to start the business. It all happened purely by luck and by accident.
You told me this story.
I've always been into cars before, right? And me being OCD, right? Yep. I've always been into cleaning my own cars, just never at the level that we do it now. And so the story goes when I jokingly put up an Instagram story one day offering a car detailing service, right? And I had a dear friend of mine, take me up on it and said, come wash my Jeep. And so I had to go run to Canadian Tire to buy some buckets and stuff. And I went the next day and I washed her Jeep for her. And then here it is today.
How much did you charge for that first wash?
It took me just over 3 hours to do, and I charged her $45.
$45. And what was it? Full exterior, full interior, everything?
It was just, I don't even know if we should call it a full exterior wash because I had no idea what I was doing, but it was just an exterior wash. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you charging now for an exterior wash?
For an exterior decontamination wash, we charge $150 for sedans.
Look at that. It's more than a 3X on that. And then tell them the story about how Shomik and you connected via the detailing business.
Yeah, so I was probably like a year into my business, a year and a bit. And anyways, it was a Saturday. I had taken my sister and my brother to our optometrist, right? They had their eye exams done. And I get a phone. And so while I'm waiting, I get a phone call from a random number. And I'm looking at it and I'm debating if I want to pick it up or not. And at the last ring, I decided to pick it up. And he goes, hi, is this Z Auto Care? And I'm like, yeah, who's speaking? He's like, hey, I have a car meet tomorrow. I got referred to you. I'm looking, can you wash my car today? Now I have a strict 24, now it's 48, but back then it was a 24-hour policy, right? To accept an appointment. And as I'm about to tell him, sorry, no, I'm busy, he tells me he has a Porsche GT3 RS. I didn't even know what a GT3 RS was. I just heard Porsche, and I had not worked on any super/exotic/fancy cars up until that point. And so anyways, Shomei came. I told him to come to my house because I was working out of my house at that point. He came in an hour, I washed his Porsche, and then the rest is history.
The rest is history. Did he connect you with a lot of people in the car industry?
Yeah, he did. You know what I mean? He opened me up to a whole nother level and world of cars, right? And the thing about this business is everything is networking. Right? It doesn't, and to be honest, like that applies for a lot of different businesses, not necessarily just a car detailing business, right? But everything in life is who you know. It's not what you know or how good you are at it. It is who you know. Who you know opens up the doors for you, right? And so, you know, when we moved to our new house, right, I was still working at it from home. I met Alex, right? And just knowing Alex, then, you know, I connected Alex and Shomik together, and Alex met a whole bunch of new friends Shomik, and just knowing those two opened up a whole array of fucking doors for me that I mean, partially, you know, thanks to Alex, right? Because I met Nico through Alex, and because of that, here I am today in this facility. And so it's crazy how things happen.
I absolutely love it. And I feel like any business owner that is well along their journey, I would say even you could be 1 year and 2 years in, could say the same thing, that your network is your net worth. And
absolutely.
Every single connection does matter. And I've got a follow-up question for that, and that is how are you currently maintaining these current relationships with these clients that are now friends?
Right. Well, you said it right there, right? I have clients who are now friends,
Yep.
right? Alex, Shomik, and some others, right? And so, um, it's just a friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they come to me, right? Because they trust me with their cars now, right? And because my shop does a great job detailing. But outside of that, we've become, we have forged great relationships, and that right there is just what continues keeping them back, or
Yeah.
continue getting them to come back to me.
Yep.
There.
I love it. I love it. We'll go on to question 2. On your path to success, what has been the toughest obstacle you've encountered, and how did you navigate through it?
Success is always a funny term. I'll tell you why. Because and sorry, I'm gonna break that down into a
Yeah.
2-part answer. A lot of people look at me now and say, "Wow, Zaneen, you're successful."
Yep.
Right? I look at me now and I'm like, I'm nowhere near successful.
Yep.
Right? Everyone has a different definition of what success is,
100%.
right? And I mean, like, don't get me wrong. 4 years ago, if you had shown me, if we had time traveled and you had shown me
Yeah.
where I was right now, I'd be like, holy shit, I'm gonna be so successful in 4 years.
Yeah.
And here I am in this position right now, and I still don't feel like I've made it yet. Right?
I feel like every entrepreneur can relate to that.
Right. It's a never ending appetite of success, and just continuously being hungry and wanting more.
Yep.
Right. I'm sorry, I forget the original question.
So on your path to success, what has been the toughest obstacle you've
Right.
encountered, and how did you navigate through it?
I think the toughest obstacle for me, or we'll call it like we'll call it like the pivotal moment,
Like back against the wall type of thing.
back against the wall. I'll be honest, I don't know if I've really had a back against the wall.
No? What about this pivotal moment you're about to?
I think the pivotal moment for me in my business was when I hired my first guy, Steve. Hiring him I was really scared.
Yep.
Because I now had an employee I was responsible for.
Yep.
Right. And having to pay for it, and that was a big thing for me, because up until I hired Steve-O about a year and a half ago, right? It was always me solo, so I never really had any overhead. He was kind of the first real overhead I had, and so getting used to having an employee, right, someone working for me, and just having someone to pay for and pay, it was a huge thing for me, and it took me a while to get used to it, right, and adjust to it, because it completely changed up my business. I was able to book in more, right? Mm-hmm. I was finally able to be able to step away from the shop for 2 fucking minutes to go do something, right? Because I wasn't doing everything myself anymore. And so that's really where the trajectory of my business really started to go up.
Yep.
Was from there. He was the starting moment of that.
So I wanted to touch on, you said you were scared. And I'm a big believer that everything you desire is on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
And you basically just explained that statement because you were scared to hire someone, right? You were scared. You were
was
scared to manage someone.
I was so scared, dude.
And look what happened.
Because not only like when you hire an employee, right? You essentially have to book in enough work to keep that employee busy, right? Yep. And Steve will tell you, and I'll tell you the same thing. Last year, there were moments where we had dry periods. Yeah. There were moments where there were days in the week where Steve didn't come to work because I didn't have work booked in. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it hurt me, right? It hurt my ego as a man, as a business owner. Yeah. I'm like, I am not doing my job good enough because I don't have enough work booked in. But you navigate through those tough times, and pressure creates diamonds, right?
100%.
And so now I'm on my way to hiring my 3rd employee now.
I love it. Good for you, man. And oh my God, my brain just blanked. It's not good. That can't be happening. That's like the first time that's happened on here. What was I gonna say? So there's a stat: 99% of business owners or businesses in North America, let's say, fail within their first, I think it's
5 years.
5 years. You know that stat.
Yeah.
And I believe it is those times that you just spoke about, the dry periods where they give up, where they stop. Because it's like, have you seen that little picture of the guy mining? And,
Yes.
and it's like, he stops.
Gives
like,
up right before he's about to find a fortune.
100%. And I feel like that is every single business owner. And what would you say to, someone that has a business that is, let's say, in a tough time right now?
Yeah.
Or even in their personal development journey, they're, going through something and they feel like quitting. What would you tell them if that feeling is really starting to take over and take advantage of them? Because you've been there and you pushed through it, and look what happened.
I'll answer that with a quote I saw on an Instagram reel that I absolutely love.
Okay.
So pursuing a business, right? Pursuing your dreams, it's tough. Everyone knows that it is not easy. The ups and downs, and when you're up, and when you're down, right? Yeah. But the quote essentially goes, and I'm paraphrasing, and sorry, so I'm paraphrasing here, but if my business does not pan out, right, I end up working a 9 to 5 like everyone else.
Yeah.
But if my business pans out, right, and I become successful, I made it.
Yeah.
So basically, like what that quote is saying, essentially, and I'm paraphrasing that quote, but essentially, if my business doesn't work out, right, it's not the end of the world. I'm just working a regular job like everyone else, right? But if it works out, and it works, if it works out, then boom, I've made it. But my worst case scenario is most people's best case scenario.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
people
crazy.
hope to have a 9 to 5 in. Yeah. I'm trying to escape from that, right? But yeah, that's pretty much. What was the original question again?
It was for someone listening that's in their self-development journey or in their business, and they're
not
at that
giving
point
up in 5 years,
where it's like, fuck, like, do I stop and go back, or do I keep going?
You know what? I'll tell you this. From all my clients, all my biggest clients, right? You look at Alex, you look at Shomik, you look at the Zingers, you look at Sean Bonnick, who's just here.
Yeah.
All these guys, 10, 15, 20, 30 years in the business.
Yep.
Right? Shomik's company, right? A lot of people don't know him. He's a very low-key guy, right? Most people wouldn't know. They didn't get to their wealth, to their stealth up until 5 years ago. Their dads had that company since like the 1970s or 60s.
Yeah, it's a lot of grind.
A lot of grind, man. You know what I mean? And so you put, what's 5 years compared to 30 years, right? Yeah. You look at Alex, right? He's had black and yellow for almost 15 years now, right? He just recently bought supercars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes I have to take a step back and be like, Z, you have more time than you think, right? Your back is not up against the wall yet.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's your mentality, right? You have to, every day you have to go in thinking your back is against the wall, right? But on the times when you're really down on yourself, you have to remember that, your back is not against the wall. You can breathe a little bit. Yeah. And so, if you can get out of the first 5 years, right? I think you're on a good path to success.
100%.
Right? Most people know restaurant business is the hardest business to be in.
Very tough.
Did you know the detailing business is the second hardest business to be in?
I did not.
7 out of 10 detailing businesses go out of business. Yeah. 7 out of 10. That means out of every 10 detailing shops, only 3 of them will make it. Right? I haven't even hit my 5th year yet. Yeah. Right? Like my 5th year is coming up next April. Yeah. And so you know what? Sometimes I get really down on myself, really hard on myself, right? Just because I hold myself up to a high standard.
100%.
Right? And if I'm not going to hold myself up to a high standard, no one else is going to. No one else gives a shit. Yeah. Right? But every now and then I have to remind myself that, you know what, Z, you're doing okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can live to fight the battle another day. And so it's having faith in yourself, right? Trusting the plan. And I know that seems all generic and whatnot, but it really just comes down to that.
It's very true.
If you don't have faith in yourself and you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to.
Yeah. So, on that note, about belief, I believe belief is a massive part of everyone's success, just as you mentioned. How has belief played a role in your life and in your business?
The way belief has worked for me in my business is even 2 years ago, if you had said, Z, most of your friends are going to be multimillionaires and CEOs, and you'll be driving supercars like it's nothing all the damn time, I would have been like, you're full of shit, right? Yeah. I would have never imagined that, right? But now it's a reality for me, right? I drive cars on a regular and consistent basis that kids and people dream of just getting near, right? And so sometimes I have to take a step back and think, 2 years ago, I would have never believed that, right? Now I'm here. So so I can only imagine in the next 2 years what's going to happen, right? It's opened up my eyes in that sense. And so I use my reality of right now and use that to project what my future can look like. Okay. Right? And so right now, I get to drive supercars. I'm very, very fortunate and grateful for that, right? That I have friends and I have clients that trust me with it. But You know, right now I'm driving other people's supercars. 2 years I might have my own supercar.
Fucking right.
how it
Yes, you
goes.
will. Yes, you will. You notice his lingo? He said, I will have one, not I might. Or if I get one, it's I will. It's all in the lingo, too. You know, like you got to speak like you have it, right?
Yeah, you have to. Absolutely.
So, question about the supercars. Out of all the plethora of cars that you've driven, what is your absolute favorite?
It's the GT3 RS.
Yeah? I knew you'd say that, too.
Yeah, there's just nothing that drives like it.
Yeah?
It is, listen, man, like the Lamborghinis, they're sick, they're fast, they're flashy, you know what I mean? McLarens too, etc. But if you want to go on the track and you want to fuck people up, you take the 3RS.
Oh, yeah.
Because you will fuck people up in that car.
Yeah.
It is called the Track King for a reason.
Yeah.
There is just, you feel like you're planted in that car, and out of all the supercars I've driven quite a few. It's the most unorthodox, most unique driving experience ever.
Have you driven a 2RS?
Never.
Never?
Not yet.
I've heard those are pretty monstrous, too. Because they've got the twin turbos, right?
It's turbocharged. They're making like 700 horsepower.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Disgusting.
It's
that is
insane.
disgusting.
And I think Porsche engineering is the best.
I would love to agree. I've never driven one.
Yeah.
But every single
change
person
that,
I've
man.
spoken to,
We'll change that.
I mean, let's do it because I've driven McLarens, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, AMGs, pretty much everything you could think of, except for fucking Porsches.
Yeah.
I've never driven a Porsche.
You know
Ever.
what? Growing up, I was a Ferrari kid.
Yeah.
Right. And the opportunity came one day for one of my clients. I had to go pick up his F8 Ferrari Tributo.
Is that Colin?
Yes.
That's
I
a
went
nasty
all the
whip.
way to Brantford. Right.
Yeah.
It's about what is it, like a 45-minute drive, hour
Yeah.
drive, whatever it is. Picked up his F8, brought it back here, and don't get me wrong, it was a surreal experience, but I was kind of disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't all what I thought it was going to be. To be honest with you, I was quite disappointed with the drive of it.
What if it was an 812 super fast? Would it have been a different experience?
What if I drove a Koenigsegg, man? Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows?
True,
I
true.
don't know what that's like.
One day.
One day, man. But I don't know. Like it was like, don't get me wrong, the F8's a weapon.
Oh yeah.
But I was quite disappointed with the way it felt driving.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was pretty excited driving my first Ferrari. It was a 488
Pista?
Pista or Italia or one of them. It was awesome. Like it was a good drive. It wasn't what I was like expecting out of the thing. You know, I was expecting
it felt like
this
it
monster.
was to me, like when I was driving Colin's Ferrari,
Yeah.
it was missing that oomph.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Showmake's Porsche has that oomph. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Alex's Lambo, you know, it has that oomph.
Yeah.
Even the R8, man. The R8 is like driving. It's like a couch on wheels, dude. It's so comfy
It
and
is
it's so
comfy.
fucking fast.
The Ferraris are pretty comfy too, though. Like they've got the
Yeah.
interior on point, but then you're expecting some monster.
The
and then,
driving experience was just not what I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It was missing that oomph for me personally.
agree. I can
and
agree.
so I was a little disappointed, but hey, man,
It
to each
is
their
what it
own.
is. There's gonna be someone listening like, fuck that guy. Fuck that
Yeah.
guy. They'll be like, I've never driven.
How many
a Ferrari.
Ferraris have you driven, huh? Tell me that.
What color is your Bugatti? Okay, we'll get on to the next question before we talk about fucking cars for 3 hours. So, on your journey to where you are at now,
Yeah.
what are some key habits that you know have gotten you to where you're at?
It's a good question. I think resilience. Resilience is a good habit, right? There are days where you're just exhausted. You know what I mean? You're mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted, right? Your back hurts, and just you're ready to give up. Like you're like, I want my bed, right? But in the pursuit of happiness, right? In the pursuit of success, it doesn't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Right? You have to keep going. And so I had my days, man. I had my days where I was ready to give it up. You know, there was probably 10 fucking times throughout my career where I told so-and-so friend, I think I'm done with the auto care. This is not going anywhere. I don't even remember the amount of people I told that to. I was ready to give it up on numerous amount of occasions. But I would get over that sulking period, we'll call it, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready to give it up. And then I just hit myself with, give it one more day.
Yeah.
I owe myself that. Just give it one more day, right? And you just keep telling yourself that.
I love
until you can see the sunlight again.
I love
right?
that.
And so the reality is, you know, if I had given up 2 years ago or so, you know what I mean? God knows what the fuck I'd be doing right now.
Yeah.
Right? I'd probably be at some job I hate right now. I wouldn't have met half the people I've met now, right? Yeah. Clients, friends, etc. You know, get to drive these cars, you know, get to experience these experiences, right? I went on my first Ace Spade rally, or sorry, Saturn's rally, right, with my guys, Alex, Marco, and KT. Yeah. You know, and I'm ripping it in the R8, and dude, like, I shit you not, man. I was like a little kid in a candy store. Yeah. I am like, we're going over hills, and I am smiling ear to ear, and I'm like, let's fucking go, because I'm so pumped, dude. Yeah. Right? And like, it's in those moments where I thank myself for not giving up. Yeah. You know what I mean? And resilience is definitely one of them. Okay. Right? It's, you know, and I can like sit here and preach and, you know, hard work and, you know, quitters, you know, hard guys don't quit, right? You know what I mean? And quitters don't win, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's really just having that dog mentality. Yeah. You want it, go fucking get it. 100%. Simple as that, right? And there are days where I, you know, like even now, there are days where I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Every day.
You know what I mean? I feel like because to me, like for me, like my definition of success is when I have my GT3 RS. Yeah. When I get my 3RS, when I get it, yeah, I'll finally be able to take a step back, take a deep breath, and be like, Z, you made it. Yeah. Right? But I'm not there yet. Right? And so I feel like I am not doing enough. Yeah. Every day, you know, like there are days where I sit in my office, right? And I'm like, what else can I do right now? Yeah. Right? Because it's just, I have fallen in love with that car, right? Yeah. I have tasted, I have seen the finer things in life. I love it. I want it. I don't want a mediocre life. There's no reason that I should have a mediocre life. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm an immigrant who came here 5 years ago. I mean, barely knows the language, blah, blah, blah. I fucking grew up here. I was born here. I went through the school system. School system's dog shit.
100%.
Thank God I got out of that as soon as I did. Yeah. Because I realized it was leading me down a dark tunnel. Yep. Right? But the way I look at it is, if my parents can afford $1 million home, right, I should be able to afford one easily. Yeah. Even easier. Yeah. Right? I grew up here. They didn't grow up here. Yeah. They came here with no money, no language, just a clothes on their back. Yep. That's it. So it's that dog mentality for me. It's make it or break it.
I love it. You just give yourself no other choice.
There is no other plan other than plan A. Yeah. So as soon as you give yourself a plan B, you already have half or one door out the foot. Yeah. As soon as you have a plan B.
There's a quote, and it says the biggest opposition or enemy to plan A is plan B.
Absolutely. Because if you have a plan B, you know, you're allowing your mind to already think, okay, well, in case this doesn't work, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'll just go down this little plan. Yeah. I'll go down this route. No.
I believe when you have that mentality, you're already going to half-ass plan A. Because it's like...
Yeah, because you're not going to give it your all. But if I say, okay, you know, Z Auto Care is my plan A, I have to make it work. Yeah. I'm going to make it work. Yeah. Or I'll die trying. Right? Get rich or die trying.
Yes, sir. Are you going to see him this weekend?
Man, I wish, but I got stuff I have to do. And, you know, the plan A doesn't stop for no one, even 50 Cent.
Fucking A.
But I did see him last year. Man, he was fucking phenomenal.
Was it good?
Phenomenal.
I know you like him a lot.
Dude, I was so happy to see him. I lost my voice that night. I just, word for word, singing every song.
Favorite 50 song?
Many Men.
Many Men?
Many Men, dude. When I have my dog days, you know, when I'm going through it, I just put on that song and many men,
fucking banger.
Many men wish that upon me, dog. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Gotta get it done, man.
That should get you singing on this podcast.
I can't sing. I can drive cars. I can't sing, man.
I had a recommendation from I forget who. Maybe it was Alex. Said I should do a podcast in a car while we're driving. I think it would be too much though. Driving, you'd get distracted all the time.
Yeah, you know what? That's it. I mean, it's a great idea. Yeah. Right? You just gotta hope the driver's a fucking good ass driver. Yeah. Can't get distracted easily, or else someone's getting their car written off.
On the rally, so Alex was driving his Lambo, I would assume, and you were driving the R8.
Yeah.
Did Alex learn to rip it? Because I remember when I went, he took me on the Ace of Spade
into Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
And everyone was like telling him, like, bro, you need to fucking learn how to get on it. And like, I assume you've heard people tell him, like, bro, you need to. I think I saw one of your stories. You're like, Alex finally learned how to drive or something like that. Did he finally learn how to drive?
You know what, man? I'll give props to Alex. He's definitely become a better driver. Last year, he was soft with it, man. He was non-aggressive, right? And the problem with, the issue with driving is, right? People think, and especially a lot of guys, right? Because guys are cocky, right? Oh, I'm a sick-ass driver, right? I can drift, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I can go put a donkey in the seat of an R8 and tell it to put its foot down, go in a straight line, and it'll go fast, right? But being able to drive good does not mean being able to go as fast in a straight line. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's what I mean by being aggressive, right? You can be aggressive. Like, I am an aggressive driver. I am. I don't like to cruise. That's not my thing. I don't want to cruise. I want to be going balls to the wall, but I know how to do it in a safe manner. 100%. Right? And so last year, Alex was not aggressive, right? He was still scared. And I think it was Lucas, right, on the Ace of Spade rally that finally, I don't know what he did to Alex. I don't know what kind of pills he gave him. He said something, did something, but he was able to whip Alex up into a better driver. And so, man, like, on that past rally that we went on, Alex was hauling ass. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was on his ass the entire fucking time. I was not letting him out of my sight. And I was fucking, like, I swear to God, the distance between his car and my car at all times was probably no more than, like, this couch. This couch is like 7 feet long. Yeah, I was on his.
On those, right? That's sketchy, but the brakes are super good on the R8.
Yeah, so. But you have to be you have to be on your shit.
100%.
But I don't care, man. I'm listening to 50 Cent. I'm jamming. Walkie's going off. I don't even know what the walkie's saying, bro, because I'm jamming and and having a great time. And Alex is, he's definitely a lot better. And our chemistry of driving together has gone a lot better. I love it. We drive a lot together now. Yeah. And so we don't even need walkies anymore. We can just drive. We're not going to crash into each other. Our chemistry, it takes time to build that chemistry, and we've driven for over a year together now, and we finally get each other's driving habits and whatnot. And so him and I together are a pretty deadly weapon.
Weapons on that. Weapons. Have you? I assume you guys haven't been tracking yet, or have?
We have not been to the track yet. No.
We'll talk about that.
So I told him when I get my 3RS, I'm gonna take him and his stupid red Unicity Lambo on the track, and I'm just gonna lap him, because he thinks he's fucking Michael Schumacher, and
on the track is a different story.
I need to humble him, man, because you know what I mean.
Hopefully he's listening to this, man. I'll clip the part. I'll send it to you. You can send it to him. But I don't want to get too off topic because we still got 7 more questions to go. So. This is a big one that I really want to touch on because I only have one distraction in my life, and we'll touch on that once we get into it. But everyone faces distractions, but what have been your biggest ones? And how have you managed to overcome them, or how are you trying to overcome them if you haven't overcome them yet?
I have one distraction.
What's that?
And I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a lazy guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's a distraction to you?
It absolutely it is.
Okay.
Right? Laziness gets in the way of success. That really does, right? Even as an athlete, right? Because I used to be a football player, right? I played rep football. I played all sports, but I've always been somewhat lazy. I don't know what it is. Nowhere near as lazy as I used to be, right? I'm definitely more of a go-getter now, but I have my days where I let my laziness overcome me. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it is like worse than cocaine. It is like the worst drug. Really? Dude, it is.
So what's the definition of laziness to you? Like, you just chill out when you chill out type of thing?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like don't get me wrong. Like, I have my long days here. You know what I mean? I 10, 12, sometimes 14, 16-hour days at the shop. You know what I mean? Like, long fucking days. And, I'm not always, dressed pretty sitting up in my office, right? Like, there are days, and it's normally most days too, I'm on the work floor and I'm getting shit done. I'm in the trenches, man. You know what I mean? And so, we have a pretty demanding job. You know what I mean? Yeah. I challenge any one of, your viewers to go do 20 hours of pain correction and see how their back feels after.
Oh, it's going to suck.
You know what I mean? And so, I get home, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, right? My body's open up to 11. Yeah. Right? But I let the laziness get in front of me of, not going to the gym for now. Even getting an hour workout in. Yeah. Right? That's laziness to me. Okay. That is because it's a proven fact, and I know it because I've been in the routine before of it, right? of going to the gym, dude. If you go to the gym, you know what I mean. Not only does it change your physical health, but I swear to God, it changes your mental health and your mindset.
It does so much for you.
It does so much for you.
Yeah.
But I've been letting my laziness get in front of me. Oh, I had a long day, man. I'm tired. I'm just gonna kick it tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Okay.
Right? Tomorrow comes. Some whatever bullshit happened at work. Oh man, I had a stressful day, man. I was gonna go tomorrow, man. You know what I mean? And it just the problem is you get into that. It's like a domino effect.
100%.
Right? You keep kicking into the curb and say tomorrow. How many fucking tomorrows are you gonna let it be?
Tomorrow never comes. That's what I say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so is it 1 week of tomorrows, 2 days of tomorrows, 3 months of tomorrows, a year of tomorrows?
Yeah.
I haven't been in the gym in 4 months, man.
Brother.
Yeah, brother. I know.
Get in there. This is your sign.
Yeah,
This is your sign.
Dude.
So how do you plan on overcoming this laziness?
You know what it is, man? It's because here's the thing. Like some people are like, oh, I need to be motivated. You're not gonna have the fucking rock sitting next to you every moment of your life motivating you. You just have to mentally motivate yourself. You know what I mean? Like someone's not gonna be there like, come on, let's go to the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has to be.
It's all up here.
It's all up here. Yeah. And so, tomorrow, so obviously, I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow, right? But I'm at Cayuga all day tomorrow. Okay, so I'll go Sunday. We'll see what happens Sunday, right?
You're busy all day Sunday.
You know what? I actually have nothing going on Sunday. At least I hope so. At least I hope not. At least I hope not. Because man, I need one day to myself too. But it's the moment of, and the reason I know is because I've had plenty of these moments before where I'm sitting in bed, and I'm like talking to myself in my head, and only Zaneen, what the fuck are you doing? Yo, get up. And it's just in the spur of the moment, you just get up, and boom, you just don't stop. You just get changed, go to the gym. Boom. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You just act instead of think.
You just act. Yeah. Just act on it. Boom.
Yep. I've got it posted on my wall in my room. It just says, "Don't think, just do."
Don't think, just do. I love it.
Yeah, it's just fucking don't.
Because sometimes we let our brains talk us out of so many.
Oh,
things.
I know. It's insane. I can relate to you so heavily on this, and I assume a lot of people listening, because a lot of people that are listening are people that are running businesses, and people that are going for the best version of themselves. So I feel like everyone has this. Everyone has this chatter in their mind where it doesn't fucking stop, and it's just like I feel like as a business owner, your mind is just on go all fucking day, every day, even when you're at the beach or you're chilling out. Your mind just like hammering you. It's like this little like pinging.
It doesn't end. And so I just delivered my client, you know what I mean? Or sorry, the vehicle to my high-end client, right? He's a very high-end guy. And he was on the phone for half an hour, right? And I was supposed to talk to him and, business troubles. And, I say, I made a funny remark saying, go start a business, they said. You know what he says? He's like, man, I wouldn't wish owning a business on my worst enemy. Dude, like, don't get me wrong, having a business, you know what I mean, especially if it's something you're passionate about, it's the best thing on earth.
100%.
On the flip side, it is the fucking worst thing on earth.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Yeah.
It doesn't. If you think, and this is to everyone listening to this and who's going to listen to this, if you think owning a business means financial freedom and you get to come and go as you please, son, you are in for a rude awakening. That is not how it is. Especially in the first 5 years, man.
You gotta grind.
It's a legit a nonstop grind, man. Yeah. Okay, you did you went to the shop 8 to 5. Okay, you think you're done? No. Gotta go home. Some random guys calling you about this. You have to answer to your accountant. You gotta go do this. Gotta do that. You're answering an email, and it's like, what the fuck, man? No, I thought I finished at 5. No, it doesn't end. I've personally answered calls and text messages and emails from clients at fucking 11 o'clock at night before.
Yeah.
On a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time, I did Alex's R8, right? The first time I did it, the guy made me wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to come pick up his R8. I'm like, that's the son of a bitch. Who the fuck wakes up this early to go detail a car? But he made me do it. And because I wanted him as a client so bad, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, went and grabbed this car.
Yeah.
I brought it back to my house. I was like, fuck this shit. It's too early in the morning to be washing a car. I put it in my garage, went to sleep for a couple hours because I was still working out in my garage. At that point, so I couldn't start washing a car at 6:30 in the morning. Or 6 o'clock in the morning. So I went to sleep for a couple more hours, and I woke up. It was like 8 o'clock, and then I got on this car.
Right.
But, dude, like, it's early mornings and it's late nights, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them, too. I've been at the shop till midnight, 1 o'clock before.
Yep.
In this shop.
Yep. In
my own garage where you met me. I've been in there till 1 o'clock in the working before.
Yep.
And it's never ending. And it's like, dude, it is a long path before you get to really till you really get to the stage of being able to leave when you want, and that you have to put in the work.
100%. And I agree. And I feel like it is, let's say we had a scale and it was working 9 to 5 or being a business owner and having this nonstop life for, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years versus the 9 to 5 for 65 years or however long the fucking people do it.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like this outweighs it so much
here's
more.
The thing, like a 9 to 5, it's a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Same shit every day, right? Nothing's ever gonna change. Okay. Excuse me. You're gonna get promoted, cool, right? But it's still the same shit.
Yeah.
Right. And you're gonna do that for what, 40 years?
You get boring, man.
How are you not bored? How are you not gonna off yourself?
Yeah.
Right. Whereas, I'm gonna go start a business. Okay. I'm gonna go through hell for the first 5, maybe 10 years. Okay. Maybe 15, 20 years down the line, right? My business is on autopilot. I don't even need to come to the fucking shop anymore. Okay. My best case scenario is their fucking dream. My worst case scenario is their reality.
Yeah. It's way better. Running a business is way better in my opinion. But everyone is different, right?
And it has its ups and downs. And some people are not cut out for being a business owner.
No, not at all.
Right? Because being a business owner doesn't just mean, I have to be good at my craft. Yes, I have to be great at detailing, right? You have to build your brand up, right? But being an owner means you need to do that, right? Maintain the actual work and then still do all the business aspect of things. People just think I come to work wearing fancy watches, nice whatever, and I just sit in my office and I dick around all day. That's what they think, legit. And sometimes it's funny. Sometimes my guys are like, they'll make they'll make a sarcastic remark of, "Oh, Z, you haven't worked all day. You've been in your office all day." It's like, you bitch, you haven't done half the shit I've done today so far. Yeah. You just washed a couple cars, right? But it's funny because I'm an employee. I'm the CEO. I'm the secretary. I'm a janitor, right?
It's everything.
I am a lot of things, right? And so some days are better than others.
I know your Tinder profile is popping, bro.
What's Tinder, bro?
CEO, secretary, janitor, accountant.
Right? Man, I just finished washing the dishes.
There you go.
Right?
Doing everything.
I clean the washrooms, I do the laundry, wash the dishes, I answer the phone, I send off emails, I detail cars.
Just nonstop.
Just do it. It's a mix of everything. And it's what? I'm a CEO, I'm an owner of a business, I'm too good to wash dishes? Wrong fucking mindset.
Yeah, no. And eventually you get to a place where you can fucking hire people to do that.
But you know what I mean? But, I have 2 employees right now, right? Yeah. My third guy's about to start on Monday, right? But, how can I, like my rule of thumb is I'll never ask my guys to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
100%.
Right? I can't ask them, to go clean the toilet, whatever, if I would never do it myself.
Yeah.
But they see me doing that.
Yeah.
They see me cleaning the washrooms. They see me washing the dishes. They see me doing the laundry, and doing the cleaning and, doing the detailing and stuff. Yeah. And so when I'm up here, right, doing my thing, they're not, they respect it, right? Because they're like, okay, Z has to do his office shit. He has to go be a CEO right now. It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah.
We know he does the dirty work as well.
Yeah.
And it's like the rules for my shop are the shop needs to be clean and tidy to a presentable fashion at all fucking times. No excuse, no tolerance.
Yep.
Right? I went and I built this grand facility, right? I'm not gonna let no one, even my own guys, even my own mother or father, come and shit on it.
Yeah.
And that. So when it gets messy, and it does happen, right? It's just the nature of the job. Right, things get, we have hectic weeks, and sometimes the shop gets that, but I make sure we're on it, right? Because I spent way too much money on this place for it to go to shit like that.
100%.
Right, and it's a bad outlook.
Yeah.
Right? Everything to me is high end, right? The theme of this shop is high end, upscale, right? You know what I mean? Where a client can come, have a cappuccino, have a cigar, and wash their Lamborghini or whatever, get washed, right? But if the place is dirty and looks like shit, it ruins that image.
100%.
Right, so that's why I'm very uptight about cleanliness. Right, the towels need to be perfect. Right, I don't want to see water spots in the washroom, on the washroom sink.
Yep.
On the vanity, and I don't want to see fucking piss stains on the toilet. It's disgusting. Yep. Right? Who wants that?
Nobody.
I don't. If you're like that, go find another job.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Do you think that cleanliness aspect and having the mindset towards everything always needs to be spick and span has gotten over into other areas of your life and benefited you?
You know what? so funny because I love to keep my shop spick and spanning tidy. Sometimes my room is not like that, dude. You know what I mean? Sometimes home takes the short end of the stick. It's a little different at home. You know
Business
what I mean?
first, man. I mean, your business is your baby.
But
so
you know what it
makes
is,
sense.
though, man? It's like this. The reason why I like to keep it like that is you'd be surprised at the amount of clients I've had that have commented on my washroom and said, Zaneen, I've never been to a place where the washroom is so clean, organized, and nice before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Think about it. When's the last time you went to an automotive shop? Any automotive shop, detailing business, mechanic shop, etc. Anything in the automotive sector where the washroom was not disgusting.
Can't remember.
You think of an automotive shop, right? And you think of the washroom and you just think of a greasy fucking nasty place. Who the hell wants to go do business in there?
No one.
No one, dude.
No one.
Right? And so, and especially, and it's funny, like half of the people that have made that comment were guys, but the other half were women. Like Z, like we appreciate it.
Yeah, women appreciate it more than guys for sure.
Right?
We're a little bit more grungy.
We are, right? But I'm not though. I don't want my shit being grungy. I want it
no.
fucking clean, sanitized, and looking proper at all fucking
100%.
times. No exceptions.
I love that.
And my guys are amazing for that.
If you were to start from scratch today, with all the wisdom you've gained, what would your game plan look like?
I mean, game plan in what sense? Like, am I starting the same business over again?
Anything. Let's say you're 20 again.
I'm 20 again, but I have the knowledge.
And you know
right
everything
now.
you know right now.
I'd be able to get to where I am right now within a year.
Yeah?
Dude, having the being able to go back in time, but retaining the knowledge and the wisdom and the experiences that you've gone through is huge because everything is experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to experience some bad things in the business, some bad times, right? But you have to learn from it, though, right? And so,
to top that or to add something to that, would you believe that reading books or listening to podcasts or networking and getting advice or information from people that have experienced more than you would technically be like going back in time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, man, like a lot, like all my friends are older than I am.
Yeah.
Right? They're all 5, 10, 15 years older than me. They all are. They're all business owners, successful business owners, I might add. Right. And so when I can get advice from them, it's like a cheat sheet for a test.
Yeah.
You're getting the answers from them. Now, obviously, it may not directly correlate to your business, right? But in one way or another, you can extract some information
100%.
and apply it to your business.
100%.
Right? Shomik or Alex or whoever the hell, they don't have a detailing business, right? But I'm not asking them detailing questions. I'm asking them business questions, right? And so, so they can share their experiences, their bad times or even their good times with me, right? And I can apply it to my business. And I've learned a lot, man. I have learned a lot from being able to connect and network with these people. Like my eyes have opened up big time, and it's been a blessing.
So let's say there's someone listening to this that wants to be able to get in those rooms or network with these high value individuals or become friends or build a relationship. What would you say is a step one to building those connections or getting in the right rooms?
What I'll tell you this, and this is kind of what I've learned recently.
Yep.
Right. It's you wanna be in the right rooms, right? And you wanna be buddies with these high end guys. Okay. They're not just gonna give you their time for free. They don't have time to give you. Right. I don't have much free time. Right. And the last thing I want to do is, be talking to some kid, right? And it's not to say it in an arrogant way, right? But just like I don't have much time, and so like the way I would think to do it is you offer a product or service that's really good, right? You meet the first guy, right? And it's gonna come. It's not gonna be right off the bat, right? But eventually you're gonna meet your first high net worth guy, and then from there, it'll all play out. It'll be like dominoes. It'll just go.
That guy knows that guy, and then that guy
knows that guy, man.
Everyone's
And
got
it's
their
like
own network.
Like the reality is, I met Shomik.
Yep.
Like, he started taking me to these supercar events and stuff with him, right? I met more people because of him, right? Then I met Alex, right? He was another high net worth guy, right? And then I introduced Shomik and Alex to each other, right? And then Shomik took Alex to Saturn's meets, right? And he met Lucas and Steph and all those people from there, right? And Alex introduced me to Nico for the first time. I didn't even know who the fuck Nico was.
Yeah.
They didn't know his business. They didn't know who he was. Anyways, I connected with Nico, right? And because of that, the Zingers are a client of mine.
Yep.
Like their card collection is known worldwide,
Yeah.
right? They have a world-renowned card collection. They're my client, right? And so
Awesome.
it's how it is, man. It's just you meet one guy, you'll meet more. And so, um, I mean, there's definitely there's a whole bunch of ways you can go and meet these people, but I mean, from my experience, right, it was offering a great service, right, and kind of a lot of it is hard work, some of it is skill, a little bit of it is just luck, though.
Yeah.
It is lucky, man.
So bringing value to the marketplace is the summed up answer.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you look at it, right, like I said, I would have never imagined I'd be in this position 4 years ago, right, if you had told me, but it's looking back at it, all makes sense though, right? I love cars, right? I've always loved cars. I always will. And, I love money. Simple as that, right? I love money, man. And so,
Gotta love money.
you know what
man.
I mean? But to be able to work on these supercars, right? You know what I mean? I had to do the grunt work first. I had to work on the shitty Toyotas and the Hondas and, the Nissans and the whatever, right? I had to go do all those shitty details first, right? Build up my reputation, build up my portfolio. And, slowly I started to get, my first nice car was a Lexus IS300. Because a repeat customer of mine, I went to high school with them. He had a 2016 Lexus IS300. That was a very nice car to me. It was the first luxury car I got to work on. Then I got to work on a 7 Series. That was huge for me.
Yeah.
750 Li, right? But you do the grunt work, you continue to work your way up, and then eventually it'll come, right? And obviously there's a little bit of luck to it, right? The luck for me was picking up Showmik's call. If I never picked up Showmik's call, God knows, who knows where I'd be right now?
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
It is. And so a
crazy.
little bit of it is luck, but it's offering a great service, I think. And then eventually, the guys will come on their own.
100%. Okay. On that, consistency is often hailed as crucial. How pivotal has daily consistency been in your journey?
Very pivotal.
Yeah.
Very, dude, like I said, right? I had my days where I wanted to give up.
Yeah.
There were numerous amount of times I wanted to give up, right? The business wasn't going where I thought it was going to go, right? Times were tough, right? There were 2 winters that I went through. I was dead broke.
Yeah.
Couldn't even afford to pay my phone bill. That's how broke I was, right? Because I didn't have the clients, right? I had to borrow money off my mom and my sister. I was that broke, but I believed in the vision.
Yeah.
My mom was like, Z, just go get a part-time job somewhere, right? Speaking of what, mom's calling me right now. It's like she's listening. But yeah, she'd be like, Zaneen, just go get a job somewhere during the winter. Like, no. If I go get a job if I go get another job right now, it's gonna take me away from my business, okay? And it's gonna take my focus away. And back then, I'm working out of my client's garage, right? The one client that I had, I was working out of his detached garage, right? Tiny, 20 by 20 garage. And you look at it from the outside perspective and you're like, what business do you have? You have no clients, right? You're making no money, right? But I believed it, right? And if I could have easily went and got a job at, the bank or whatever the case is, right? Just to have some sort of income, but I stuck through with it. Yeah. It was, man, those winter times it was long. It was long and tough and tough, right? 4 or 5 months of having no money, essentially. I think the one winter I had 10 clients booked. All right, I did 10 details from December to the end of to basically April. That's 4 months, 10 details. That's barely 2 details. That's 2 details a month, 3 details a month, right? And no money. But if I didn't stay consistent with it, and I didn't believe in the process, I didn't believe in myself so much, I wouldn't be here right now, plain as day.
I love it. So when it came down to consistency, like you said, you just basically told yourself, just one more day. Just give it one more day.
Just keep one going. More day, man. You know what I mean? And it's, at first it's tough, right? Because you don't know where you're headed. You don't know what the future holds, right? And so you're telling yourself one more day, but then in the back of your mind, you're kind of questioning. You're like, one more day for what? Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be the same shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's tough, man. It's really what faith is. Faith and believing in yourself, right? You don't know what you're believing in, right? You just assuming you're gonna get successful, but you have no idea what that looks like, right? And it's you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
It's like, I always see this. I'm a big. Well, recently in the past few months, I've gotten myself into, after Elon bought Twitter X. I love going on there because there's a lot of, free speech, but also there's some very smart people on there that fucking speak their mind because they're not afraid of doing it like on Instagram. And I constantly see these very successful guys saying it will all make sense one day. And that's basically what you said, right? You're like, give it one more day for what?
Yeah.
But then,
But
now
it makes
you're
sense.
like, it makes sense looking back on it. So you just, when I have a thing, I'm like, when in doubt, zoom out. Zoom out on your life and just be able to almost like picture your life as like year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Let's say the years that you're in business, and like be like, okay, I'm right here. Where am I gonna be here? Why is this little day and these thoughts right now? How am I gonna let it affect that? And just kind of like when in doubt, zoom out.
Part of it is you see incremental success.
Yeah.
And you tie your belief into that, right? Like when I was really small, when I first started out, right, I couldn't wait to make $300 in a day.
Yeah.
First time I made $300 in a day, I thought it was balling. Then I was like, man, I can't wait to make $500-600 in a day. That day came. I made $500-600 in a day. I thought I was balling even bigger. I was like, man, I can't wait to charge $1,000 for a detail. That day came. I charged $1,000 for a detail. I thought I was fucking rich.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then I was, man, I can't wait to charge like $2,000-3,000 for a detail. That day came. Right? I charged it. And I was like, wow, I'm starting to get there. Then it was, man, I can't wait to make like $10,000 in a month. Okay. That day came. Right? And then I was like, man, I can't wait to make $30,000-40,000-50,000 in a month. That day has come. It came. Right? And so sometimes instead of, so sort of that zoom out thing, right? And sometimes when you're low on motivation, instead of focusing on the big picture of, mansions and supercars and whatnot, and you're low on belief, right? You're low on motivation. Just shrink it down a bit, okay? And focus on the smaller things.
Yeah.
Right? Be like, okay, today was a win. Right? Okay, I got to, I got to charge this. This is a win.
Yeah.
Take it bit by bit like that. And for me, that's what it was. Right?
So
it was bit by bits like that.
There's a saying.
Now it's like, I can't wait to make 6 figures in a month. That's what the goal is now.
Yes, sir.
Right?
It's gonna happen, bro.
It's because now, I've gone to the mid 5 figures in a month.
Yep.
Right? But now it's, okay, how do I get this business to the 6 figures a month?
Yep.
Right? How do I turn this 6-figure company into a 7-figure company?
Yeah.
And then from there, how do I turn it into an 8-figure company?
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? And so, but you got to break it down to smaller bits, right?
Yeah.
More manageable bits. Because sometimes it's hard to believe. Okay, how can I make the Auto Care a $1 million company? Fuck, it seems impossible. It seems huge, right? Okay, instead of doing that, okay, how can I turn the Auto Care into $90,000-$100,000 a month business? Okay, well we're already doing $50,000 a month in business. Okay, how can we just need to 2x it? Okay, so whatever we do, I actually need to 2x it right now. It's a lot more manageable in your mind, right? You're not freaking out as much anymore. And so that's the way I've done it, right? Especially when I was low on self-esteem, low on motivation, low on hope. I'd break it down into things like that. Right? Okay. And so incremental success like that's what kind of helped me stay true to the business.
I love that answer. That was very well said. Would you agree with this statement? To win the year, you must win the month. To win the month, you must win the week. To win the week, you must win the day. And to win the day, you must win the morning. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
It's fucking true, man. Because to do all that, you have to stay consistent, right? Yeah. And staying consistent means, doing what, Z Auto Care, it's what I love to do, whatever, okay? But just showing up to work is not enough. It's the bare minimum, right? So for me, to win the morning, to win the day, to win the week, to win the month, to win the year, for me, that's like going to the gym.
Yeah.
I got to start today, right? I finished the week. Okay, I won the week. Now let's do the month, right? Yeah. And so I think that's how you tie it into success, right? It just, for me, it's getting back in the gym. For me, that's how I'm going to win the week.
You best do that.
I have to.
I'm going to be on your ass about that, because I'm in the gym all the time. I love that
I know, man. I see you in the gym, and I'm like, damn, man, I'm getting a little bit small now.
It's what started my journey to success like 4 years ago. It started in the gym, and it changed everything. If you don't go to the gym and you're listening, fucking do it. What like what you said, what it does to your physical body is not even close what it does to your mental.
What? Yeah, you feel tired, but I promise you feel more energetic.
100%.
do. I've so my excuse was right, like when I stopped going to the gym was when I shut down the auto care, right, end of January, beginning of February, right, when I shut it down for renovations, right. I wasn't off for a month. I was here every fucking day at the shop while I was getting renovated, right, making sure things was going according to plan, right. And so I was here every day, but I was exhausted, right. And so it was from that moment I was like, oh, I'm busy with the renovation right now. I can't go to the gym, right. I have to focus on the renovation.
Yeah.
And then, I'll start going back to the gym right when I open back up.
Flooded.
Stop. It just flooded, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even have time to fucking scratch my ass. Like, it was just nonstop. And so, and then you get into the game of tomorrow, next week, whatever. You know what I mean? And then 4 months fucking later, here I am. Still haven't gone to the gym once, and I've been telling myself tomorrow for the past 4 months now.
Now's your sign, bro.
Yeah,
Now
this
is the sign.
It really
this
is.
podcast is a sign for you to fucking get back in the gym, bro.
I have to, and I'm going to, because I have felt so sluggish, so tired.
Yeah.
These past 4 months, and I mean, granted, I've been busy with the business, but that's not an excuse. It's doing the business is the bare minimum.
Yeah. I have tried very hard to keep all of my habits. Like, I have to do them every day. There's something I call non-negotiables. I don't know if this is me telling you to do anything or anything like that, but it's something that I have really taken pride in. I had a friend tell me about it, and ever since I heard about it, it's like every day it's just I have these non-negotiables, and they're non-fucking negotiable. I just do them regardless. Like,
but I'll be honest though, I feel like to have that kind of mindset, you have to have a strong mindset already.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you have a weak mindset, I can go list down my non-negotiables everywhere, plant them on every wall. If I have a weak mindset, I'll just ignore it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, you know what? Like, maybe this one is kind of negotiable. Dude, like the mind is a strong.
It is very strong.
Thing. I mean, it can play games with you. It can destroy you.
Yep.
Or, if you can train it, it can set you up for success.
100%, man.
And so, it's a battle. I would say you have a better mindset than I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really will.
I work hard on it, so it's a very big compliment.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like working on my mindset's it's a big thing for me, right?
Yep.
And so it's a daily battle with it.
So to stay on this topic, because I really like it, is how are you currently working on your mindset to make you into, the next level version of yourself?
It's so tough, man, because like running a full scale business like this, right? It sucks the energy out of you, right? You're constantly looking for, so like I said earlier, right? You're constantly trying to evolve the business, right? But you can't just ignore the business at hand right here, right? No. I still have to make sure everything's going according to plan. I have to make sure, the details are getting done on time, up to accordance, quality, right? Like the quality. I have to make sure, blah, blah, blah. I have to go deal with this, go deal with that, take this phone call, right? And so it's a lot happening all at once, right? And so what I've started to do is just kind of break things down to a similar thing. Okay, I'm going to go to work, right? From this time to this time, deal with that. Once I'm done in work, it's on to the next thing. Yep. Which will be the gym for me, right? And then from there, I'll go to the gym for an hour and a half. Okay, knock that out of the park, right? And after that, it's whatever it is. And it's just, when you try to take on too many things at once, you'll scramble and panic, and then you get fucking nothing done.
Yep.
Right? But if you can break it down into, at least this is what helps me, is breaking down into smaller segments of stuff.
Yep.
It becomes a lot more manageable.
I love that you say that, because there's, Ed Milet?
No.
So he's a very famous podcast host, and I think he's a billionaire by now. He's a very successful individual. And he says he does something very similar. He calls it his 3-day day or something like that. So he breaks it down into 3 6-hour days throughout his day. So it's the first 6 hours, the second 6 hours, so it's 6, 12, and then to 18. And essentially the fourth 6 hours is just sleep.
Right.
So I love that you say that, because that's the mindset that, a billionaire has. So,
dude, like it really is. Like when you try to take on too much at once, you scramble.
Yeah.
We had Zinger's GT3 RS like inside our booth, right? I was ceramic coating it, right? I had my other guys working on other stuff. I had to ceramic coat the GT3 RS. This is a 1 hour job max. You know how long it took me to ceramic coat that car? All fucking day.
all day.
I
Is this
would-
the new one?
The brand new GT3 RS that we did not long ago. It's
beautiful.
It took me 10 or 8 hours, whatever it was, to ceramic coat that car. Just like the paint. Not even the glass and the wheels, whatever. Just the paint. That's a 1 hour job. Max took me 8 hours because, I'd go ceramic coat the hood. I had to come upstairs to, answer the phone. Okay, going back downstairs, did another panel. I had to go outside to go talk to Nico. Okay, come back. Like, I was running around like a madman all day.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just breaking down my day into smaller segments. Right? And, like my guy Steve looked at me and was like, Z, I watched you try to ceramic coat Zinger's car and it was just a fucking shit show. Just watching you run up the stairs, run outside, blah, blah, blah. Like you were like a chicken with his head cut off. Just running around everywhere. You were working on so many things and got nothing done.
That's a saying that a lot of people have. It's like you work on so many things at once that like nothing is going to get done. It's
Legit, nothing.
it's almost like if you break it down. I like to use numbers and break it down to percentages a lot. It's like if you have your focus on 10 different things at once, you're only allocating 10% of your energy to each one of those things.
I had paperwork I needed to get done, couldn't get done. I had emails to my accountant and one I had to respond to. I think I only got one email responded to. I had to ceramic coat the car. I couldn't ceramic coat the car. I had to coordinate with Nico about one of our fleet contracts, bringing in more trucks, and I don't even think I got that fully done. Like I worked on so many things, and I got partially everything done.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the saying, what is it? A jack of all trades is a master of none.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it's still better than a master of one. Is that how something like
Hey man, I don't fucking know the end of it,
Jack
but
of all
I
trades
do
is
know
a
the
master
first
of
bit.
none. But it's still better than a master of one. Yeah, something like that.
Who knows, man? I don't fucking know the second
Google
half.
knows, but I just don't care to Google it right now.
It'll take a little bit of time, and we're getting close to the end of this. I'll give it a few more minutes. Okay. For those eager to connect and follow you on your journey, where's the best place to find you on social media?
Z Auto Care. It's the most up to date, right? At least I try to be, right?
Yep.
There are days where I post a lot, and there's days where I post nothing.
Yep.
Right? It just depends on what's going on today, and I'm trying to get more consistent with that.
Yep.
But at Z Auto Care is where that is.
On all socials or just Instagram?
Instagram. I mean, everything gets uploaded to Facebook,
Yep.
right? Whatever I post on Instagram, but Instagram's just like the most up to date, and
Okay.
it's, that. I'm working on getting my TikTok kind of
Yep.
up to date as well. But there's just so many things that
I know, man.
that that I have to get done, and it's like it's hard, right? It's hard.
There's a social media, not platform, but website. It's called Metricool,
Okay.
where you can upload to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, everything all at once.
Like the
Just
one thing,
post.
like the one thing I want to start doing is more talking content.
Yeah.
Right. Like with the GI mics. Right?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to order them for like 3 weeks now. I don't know why I haven't ordered them yet off Amazon, but I want to start doing more talking content. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think so I came to the realization that I need to either replace myself up here or I need to replace myself down there. Right. And it's easier to replace myself down there than it is up here.
100%.
Which is why I hired my third guy.
100%.
Right? And that'll give me more time to really focus on the business aspect of things.
Yeah.
Like when you start off, it's like I said, right? You're a jack of all trades. You have to be the detailer, the business owner, the accountant, blah 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 blah. Right? You have to be so many things. But when you get to a certain level and your business gets, to a certain level, right? It gets big enough where you need to start allocating those things to employees and to different people. And so I have all these plans, I want to do for the Auto Care, but I just haven't had the time because I'm everywhere and I'm nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everywhere and nowhere.
Everywhere.
All at the same time.
All at the same time.
But I'm glad you're hiring more guys because that's going to give you a lot more time to do the things that are going to push the business to those 6-figure months and then eventually upgrade you to 7-figure business and then 8-figure business and fucking 9. You never know, guy.
GT3 RS, here I come, and I'm smoking Alex on the track.
Yeah. Alex, you're probably going to get whooped, man.
You're going to get whooped, man.
What if you were both in GT3 Rs's? You still think you're going to take it?
I'd still smoke it.
You're still going to whoop him?
Oh my God, those big red sunglasses. He doesn't even know where the hell he's going half the time.
I love how someone stole them and then they just got replaced. Like,
Did someone steal them?
Yeah, from his gym. They just took him out of his gym locker, and then he posted on his story. I believe it was Kevin, a friend of his. Literally, like the next 3 days, Kevin just has a video Opens it up, same glasses. Alex on the story is like, I know who you are. It's like, look at me. It's so funny.
Yeah, man.
It's so funny.
Oh my God.
Last question. Imagine you're on a stage addressing the entire world.
Yeah.
And you have one message to share with all of planet Earth before you die. What would that be?
Damn.
It's deep.
That's a deep and big question, because do I take a philosophical approach to it? Do I take a humanity approach to it? I don't know. I'm just going to keep it business related. So this podcast, obviously. I would say that I see a lot of businesses that don't do, that's quite mind-boggling to me, is lack of professionalism.
Yep.
There's just a lack of professionalism to their businesses, and it's mind-boggling to me. And it's detrimental, and they don't even realize it, right? But I think my quote would be sort of, to seize the day, you must seize the morning.
I love that.
Get started early in the morning, and I'm up at 6:30 every day.
I love that.
I naturally am now. I used to love sleeping in, and now if I sleep in at till 9-10, I feel like shit. I feel like my entire day's gone to waste.
Yep.
Right?
I can relate.
And so waking up early is the best thing you can do for yourself. And once you get used to it, you'll naturally wake up. Like even on the weekends, right? Saturday or Sunday, right? When I have nothing going on or whatever, I still wake up at 8:30 latest naturally.
Yeah.
No alarm clock, nothing. Just my body knows it's time to get the day started. Right? So I'll go upstairs and I'll feed Yuki and I'll take her outside and whatever and go do whatever I have to do for the day. But yeah, to seize the day, you must seize the morning.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you coming.
It was a fucking...
Thank you.
And it's beautiful. If any of you are watching this and you need detailing needs from... Tell them a list of fucking everything you do, because I probably don't even know the entire list.
So we're a full-fledged detailing facility. We do everything from, simple maintenance washes, right, up to complex paint corrections and ceramic coatings, PPF, and everything in between. So whether you need your interior detailed, you need your car paint corrected, you need the best paint protection and ceramic coating for your car, whatever it is, we do it here, and we do it fucking good.
Love it. He'd set his Instagram, and thank you guys so much for listening to episode 12. It has been about an hour of your time, so thank you, because time is valuable. And once again, thank you, Z. I appreciate your time as well.
Thanks for having me, man.
And I hope you guys were able to pull something valuable. He spit a lot of fucking gold. He spit a lot of gold nuggets for you guys. So hopefully you can extract something from this. And remember, don't stop getting 1% better every single day. Peace out. Done, bro.